You can buy some Pulsechain as a tutorial. Now, nothing in this video is financial advice. Please seek a financial advisor before making any swaps or any trades. First thing you need, some Ethereum in your Metamask, probably at least $50 worth, and USDC. I'm going to bridge this USDC from my Ethereum wallet into my Pulsechain wallet so I can do some swaps on this account. So first thing first, go to pulsechain.com, click bridge over assets. Now make sure you're on the Ethereum blockchain. I want to bridge over some USDC. I'll do mats, and this is going to give me wrapped USDC. Alright, you're going to click send. Now we have to approve this transaction, and the fee is in Ethereum. This is why you needed some Ethereum. Click confirm, and it's going to bridge over. It's going to take a little bit of time. There's a little bit of a fee as well, 0.3%. Now, when this bridge is done, alright, that was pretty fast. Blockchain Explorer confirmed it. Now that the bridge is there, let's check this. Alright. Now, first thing that I'm going to do whenever I bridge my tokens over, I'm going to swap it for one of the tokens that I like. And I'm going to look at one of the charts real quick while this is loading. Alright. So this is loading. Let's put on the 15-minute chart. This chart is wrapped Pulsechain to USDC. So Pulsechain is growing in value versus USDC, and it has been. If you look at the sacrifice rate right here, the 1.0, this was about our sacrifice rate over here. So anything above this line is above that sacrifice rate. So let me add that in here. Sac rate. Alright, this is our sacrifice rate. So anything above here. How far are we above that sacrifice rate right now? About 164%. There's another token that I like called a Pulsechain that is up a lot versus Pulsechain. But when you look at the charts, this is clear that it's up over 1,000% versus Pulsechain. This is irrelevant that it's up 1,000% versus Pulsechain because it's up only about 29% from the sacrifice rate, which if you look down here, that 9-0 range, 4 zeros and a 9. So right now, you measure it from the sacrifice rate up here, it's really only up about 37%. While I'm waiting on this bridge, I'm going to look at these charts and decide which one I want to buy. First though, I will need to swap some of that USDC for Pulsechain PLS because this is what you pay the gas fees on. If you have no PLS, you won't have anything for the gas fees. In my Discord, I had this channel right here. In this channel, I mentioned that if some of my Discord members needed to borrow some Pulsechain to do their first swap, that we could do some loans for them, and then they just pay it back. I helped a few people last night, helped some random people in YouTube chat as well. Most of the people did repay their loans, so that is good. Currently, I'm just waiting for the Blockchain Explorer, and then after this is bridged over from Ethereum, I'll start the swapping process. So now I'm just looking at the charts. Who lost out here? Who lost money? Right here. I'll show you who lost money. Traders who swapped PLS for Pulsechain day one. These guys lost a lot of money because they swapped their Pulsechain for Pulsechain, all of it. Some of them that swapped all. And now Pulsechain is up over 1,400%. I think this one's still going to grow a lot, at least another 10 times versus Pulsechain. Because if you look at a Pulsechain chart, it's up more versus sacrifice rate. And if you look at the Pulsechain website, you go over here to the Pulse Burn, you got some nice interesting statistics. Right here for Pulsets, 43 billion burned. For Pulsechain, you only have about 1.27 billion burned. So this number of tokens being burned is a lot faster. And if you look at the supply, we have 135 trillion versus 143 trillion. But which one will go up in price faster? Well, the one that's burning more. We're burning a lot more. Now, they also have that incentive token, which is another interesting thing. Let's look at the incentive token chart real quick while we're waiting. So this is incentive token versus Pulsechain. Who lost money on day one? Traders who swapped INT for Pulsechain lost. Why did they lose? Because incentive token was around $3 and even at $1 for like very little volume. But after we get most of the volume, we're still about $6. So let's measure there from the volume liquidity. We're up about 733%. This thing went from the $7 range up to $60 range. This is the incentivized token. Still waiting on this bridge. As you can see here, it does take time, and I think the network was busy during this time. I want to say that if you guys like this video and it helps you, leave a comment. If it doesn't help you and you still have some questions, feel free to email me, tametheark@gmail.com, or comment on the video. Looking at the Pulse Burn website, I can see the total deposits. We see 87% of the deposits are going through the bridge. So the majority of the value is HETs. People had a lot of HETs that they bridged over. So in the Pulsets liquidity pool, about 943 million HETs. USDC and DAI stablecoins are almost even. And then Ethereum is about 11,000. So that value is about $22 million, still less than DAI or USDC. So liquidity for USDC and DAI are going to be a lot higher than Ethereum and USDT. Number of validators for Pulsechain has gone up drastically as well since day one of launch. Gas prices currently 41 times cheaper than Ethereum, 50 times cheaper than Bitcoin. That's an interesting statistic right now. So sending PRC20 not really that expensive, about $330 Pulsechain. But these swaps right now, I was paying about $5,000 to $6,000 for swaps. So I'm glad this website has all these statistics. Still waiting for this bridge to go through. Alright, so if you look at the transactions, alright, refresh. I got a receiving ID. That means my tokens are automatically deposited into my Pulsechain wallets. So you go up here to Metamask. Make sure you're on the Pulsechain network. Go back over here to Pulsets. Now, if you don't have any Pulsechain, you're going to have to ask somebody to give you some, to loan you some, so that you can do your first swap. So, I already have some, thankfully. But I'm going to do a little bit more. I'm going to do, let's do the whole balance of USDC into Pulsechain. Well, not all of it. Let's do, maybe like $10 worth. I'm going to get 38,000 Pulsets. Well, I'll have to enable this as well. It's going to be a gas fee for enabling. So, you notice you'll need about 500 Pulsechain for this approval. Then you're also going to need some for a swap. I do want to get a little bit more balance of Pulsechain, so let's just do $100. $100 worth of USDC in the Pulsechain. It's going to be about 3,000 Pulse for the gas fee. Alright, and then for the remainder, I'm going to transfer to Pulsets because I think Pulsets is going to go up the most. This will give me another 5.9 million Pulsets. I'm going to do this swap. Let me let's double check this again. I did too fast. Alright, and this swap is going to be about 5,400 doing this swap. Alright, so I just did my transactions. Now, if you do want to take your money out of Pulsechain, your tokens out of Pulsechain, what you're going to have to do, you're going to have to flip this around. Let's say you want to sell some of your Pulsets for USDC, and make sure you have the right USDC. This one's from Ethereum. So if I want to cash out about 20,000, or let's say 20 million, about $2,000, I could swap it. I don't want to swap this right now though, but if I swapped it, I would be holding on my Pulsechain wallet this USDC from Ethereum, and then all I would have to do would be go back to that bridge page right here, and then I would click this drop down, and I would go type USDC. They both look the same, right? But you'd be able to tell which one it is because of the logo, right? I think they need to update the page right here, and then you would bridge it over to Ethereum. But you would have to make sure you have the right USDC, the Ethereum USDC. I did it earlier right here from Pulsechain, just a little bit. And when you do this, you're going to need some Ethereum in your Metamask. I think at least $20 to $30 worth of Ethereum inside your Ethereum mainnet. I have $30 here, so that should be enough if I need to get out. Because let's just see the cost right now real quick, right? So if I want to bridge a token out, if I want to bridge something out into Ethereum, let's see what I have right now. Usually you're going to do like Ethereum up here. I'm not going to bridge it out right now. Make sure you're inside the Pulsechain network if you're going to bridge out. But if you were going to bridge out, I don't know if there is a good thing to test it, but if I was going to bridge out like just 20,000 and make it a Pulsechain token, there would still be a pretty decent fee. Have any questions? Just email me. If you're in Discord, shoot me a message. Hopefully this video helps you a little bit.